I want you to imagine your television vomiting static while your brain screams in binary code. That's the Wyoming incident. A local news broadcast gets hijacked by a loop of twitching faces and migraine-inducing messages, like "you will see such pretty things." What does that even mean? Pretty like flowers, pretty like a child's drawing taped to the fridge, no, pretty like the kind of hallucinations that start right before your aneurysm explodes. This isn't your average analog horror. This is proto-paranoia. Carved into VHS, the audio is wrong, not unsettling wrong, the kind of wrong that smells like melted plastic and dead batteries. Viewers reportedly experienced nausea, blackouts, and one guy claimed his eyes bled, but it's probably just allergies, right? Or the high-pitched tones seeping into your limbic system like audio malware. Is it real? No one knows. No network confirmed it, but somewhere produced this. Some basement Weller with editing software and a god complex. What were they trying to say? And more importantly, why do I keep hearing "do not look at the screen" when I close my eyes? Ah yes, Sad Satan, a game supposedly dredged from the deep web's intestinal lining. You boot it up expecting indie horror vibes. You get psychosis with a exe extension, corridor after corridor drenched in static and reverse audio, stumbling past figures with missing limbs, blurred faces, and audio clips of interviews with serial killers. And then it gets worse. The game doesn't have a real ending, just decay. You walk slower, the visuals melt, something replaces your footsteps when you hear a second set of feet in that narrow hallway. It's already too late. The game doesn't want to scare you, it wants to reprogram you. And it works every second you play. Your mind feels a little softer, like old fruit. Oh, and the name Sad Satan, don't get cute. This isn't Satan with eyeliner and a poetry blog. This is entropy with a name tag. This is whatever's left after your soul rots. Let's talk about psychological horror in the absurd. Picture this: you're watching Doctor Who and suddenly your screen glitches. Boom, there's a guy in a Max Headroom mask convulsing in front of spinning metal and static. His voice is all wrong, warped like a VHS possessed by a bored demon. He says things like he's a frickin' nerd and hums a tune from Clutch Cargo. Then someone in a French-made outfit appears and spanks him with a fly swatter. No ransom, no manifesto, no demands, just chaotic evil and low resolution. This actually happened in 1987 Chicago, still unsolved. It's like someone weaponized anti-logic and broadcast it to your eyeballs. Imagine going to bed after that. You don't even know if you were threatened, mocked, or cursed. And the worst part, there's no explanation. No group claimed it, no footage released in full. Whoever did this just vanished, leaving behind 90 seconds of noise that echoes in the void. Let's just admit it, TV was always creepy at 2 a.m., but Local 58 makes you feel like your cable box is trying to convince you to end your life. One episode tells you the moon is your friend and that you should go outside and greet it. Another urges viewers to ignore the emergency broadcast system and obey. It's like a children's show for a cult of sleepwalkers. It doesn't try to scare you, it tries to condition you, like an AI teaching rats how to love the taste of poison. And the station's motto, "We are in control." You sure about that? Because it feels like control is the one thing no one has. There's a quality to it, like a dream you didn't have, but remember anyway, the kind that ends with you standing in your front yard barefoot, staring at the sky, whispering the word "obey" to no one. This one crawled out of a nightmare wrapped in plastic. I feel fantastic is a video of a robot named Tara standing stiffly in a bland room, crooning a melody that sounds like elevator music composed by a serial killer with a Casio keyboard and a lobotomy. Her mouth moves like it's trying to escape her face. Her clothes change. Sometimes she's outside, then she's back inside. Then the camera pans to a patch of dirt in the woods. Why no one knows. Is it a grave, a picnic spot, an accident? The video doesn't explain it, just shifts. The creator vanished. Some say it was an AI experiment. Some say it's tied to a murder case. Some say Tara is singing over the exact location where her creator buried his victim. But hey, race the truth. I don't care what the lore says. That robot is haunted not by ghosts, not by demons, but by the uncanny valley, by that space between life and simulation where something cold tries to pretend it understands. Joy and fails fantastically. Forget haunted mansions, forget creaky floorboards and gory wallpaper. The Diane house doesn't haunt you, it becomes you. The premise is simple. A guy investigates his missing friend. That friend had visited a strange house. But hey, race the twist. This house moves not metaphorically, it literally packs up and shows up across the country like a Craigslist sofa with teleportation powers. And when you enter it, you change slowly, like your soul is being rewritten one creepy blog post at a time. It's told through emails, forum posts, text, Messages scattered breadcrumbs, and the scariest part, you can't trust the narrator or the person he's emailing, or even yourself. The deeper you read, the more you start thinking, wait, was I supposed to remember that paragraph? It hijacks your logic, rewrites your memory. There's a moment in the story where the protagonist says he watched someone walk into the house, except they never existed. The police don't remember them, their own mother doesn't. And that's when you realize this isn't a story, it's a trap. And you're already inside. Let's go full urban legend mode. The Grifter, a name that sounds like a Batman villain with IBS. But in this case, it's supposedly a lost tape that turns your soul into static. No one can find the original anymore, only fragments. The video starts with unsettling imagery, fetal monsters twitching in fluid, dolls burning in reverse, an old man crying in time-lapse, the audio distorted screams, reversed lullabies. Maybe Morse code tapped out by a dying insect. People who watched it claimed their dreams changed, their personalities shifted, they started forgetting things like how to use a spoon or why they went into the room in the first place. But hey, race the punchline, the Grifter doesn't need to exist to work. It's a meme that functions like a virus. The idea infects you long before the footage does. The anticipation becomes the horror. Every time you hear a strange hum at night, you wonder, did I see it, without realizing. Some say it never existed, others say it's been renamed, re-uploaded. Watching you now, but I know one thing, every time I try to sleep, I hear static that wasn't there before. You ever click something you immediately regret? I mean, really regret, like I just invited Satan into my screen. Resolution, regret. Username 666 starts like every YouTube rabbit hole. Innocently, someone types 666 into the search bar. At first, nothing. Refresh the page a few times, then it begins. The channel loads, the page melts, the video thumbnails blink, the layout warps, everything bleeds red. You click a video, and suddenly your browser isn't your browser anymore. It's a haunted maze. The screen pulses like it's breathing. Random faces flash in microseconds. The screams sound human, but not quite. Your cursor refuses to obey. You try to close the tab, and it laughs. And hey, race the kicker, that original clip, it's just an experiment, a hoax supposedly. But every time you type 666 into your search bar, now a part of your brain expects the same thing to happen. That's the virus, the mental Trojan horse. It doesn't need to be real to be dangerous. It just needs you to believe that one day your browser will blink first. You thought identity theft was just about credit cards. Try existential impersonation. The Mandela Catalog introduces us to alternate beings that copy people perfectly. They knock on your door using your dead friend's voice. They beg, they plead, they smile, and then they ask you to kill yourself. This isn't a jumpscare factory. This is dread-soaked in every pixel. Emergency broadcasts warn you not to interact. Hotline numbers don't offer help. They just feed you more paranoia. Every episode is grainy, quiet, and viciously cruel in its patience. You never see the monster until you realize the monster is already wearing your face. One episode just shows a child talking to their mom, but the mom's silhouette is wrong. Her arms are a little too long. Her voice glitches for half a second, and suddenly your own memories feel suspect. Did your mom ever blink that slowly? Did she always stand that close? You start wondering if you have an alternate. You start wondering if maybe deep down you're not the real you anymore. Nobody knows who built it. Some say it was a Cold War bunker turned inside out. Others think it's just a metaphor for digital amnesia. But this place, this house, doesn't appear on maps. It appears on tape. Supposedly, anytime someone tries to film inside, the footage degrades instantly. Voices warp, angles distort, faces twist, then static, then screaming, then nothing. The only surviving clips are just seconds long. A flashlight beam hits a staircase, a shadow darts past the camera, and a whisper barely audible says, "Don't rewind." Researchers tried to livestream from inside. Once the video showed them walking into the house, then the stream cut. They were never found. Only the gear remained half-melted, soaked in what police described as unidentified fluid resembling motor oil and teeth. What does the house want? It wants to erase memory, to feed on narrative, to consume story, and spit out confusion. It devours context. It is the anti-plot. The house eats tape, and maybe if you listen closely, it's already chewing on you.